At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients
when you are. Let me get a. Hello, soccer friends, and welcome to Royal Oak High School Stadium for Oakland County FC action here on the We Are Soccer YouTube channel. Some history on the line. The visitors vying for an undefeated record, and Oakland County FC have the opportunity to play spoiler, not only to maybe tarnish that undefeated record, but to maybe provide a bit of a hurdle on that race to the Great Lakes Division Championship. Don't want that to be, at your home. Welcome to the penultimate home game for Oakland County FC here in suburban Michigan. My name's Robert Kerr. Happy to be joined by my broadcast partner, Mitch Gatsky. How you doing today, sir, and what's your outlook on the match here in front of us?
Yeah, it's great to be along, Rob. Always a pleasure to be back in the county, and it's going to be a tough one tonight. Can't lie. There's no two ways about it. Flint are a very good side. They have been for years, and they've gotten the better of County time after time, but there's always the next time, right? And tonight, County have a chance to play spoiler a little bit, delay the celebration maybe, with Flint just needing one more win to close out a division crown. So we will see what happens here tonight, but yeah, could be a tough one.
There's been some very tight contests between the two, but this year's matchup up at Atwood Stadium up in Flint on June 22nd, an ugly affair for County supporters as the decision went 4-1 the Bucks' way. Last year on this same fixture, the Oakland County FC home fixture, it was a 1-0 affair. Came down to a very tight late goal, so potential for a tight match. Oakland County, you feel, has got to play pretty much the perfect game. You look at the ages, some very young players in the Oakland County side and some very experienced ones for the visitors. You see grad students, some juniors, seniors in the visitors side. When you see, there's a couple in the squad for Oakland County that, haven't entered into their senior year of high school just yet. So it's about managing the game and trying to just, going probably like 15-minute increments to go piece by piece, keep the ball ahead of you, and then maybe capitalize on the chances that present themselves throughout the match. What would you say are kind of your keys to this game here as Oakland County FC welcome in the Flint City Bucks?
Yeah, I agree. I like your point about breaking the game into chunks. I think that's a good way to go about it when you feel like you're maybe a little outgunned. And Flint's going to come into tonight flying, thinking that they will be favorites. They certainly are favorites, I think, to win here. And they'll think that they will come in here and win. So if you're County, you want to frustrate them for as long as you can, keep things tight, stay organized at the back. That's been a theme for County here at home and something that they've been able to lean on more times than not. So I'll expect the hosts to, like I said, try to frustrate Flint and maybe nick one on the counter, hold on to it. I think the more goals in the game, the more it favors Flint. I don't think County can keep up if it's going to be a goal fest.
Certainly not. And if you were to poke holes at all into this year's campaign for the Bucks, is they have conceded a few, mostly all to Kalamazoo, though. They come in coached by Paul Doro. They've played 11, won 9, drawn 2, sitting on 29 points, scoring 27 goals, and conceding those 12. Oakland County FC scoring far less, just the 10 goals for. So to your point, they're going to want to keep this probably a low-scoring affair here. And that will definitely be the key to the game. 1-7 all-time Oakland County FC are against these Flint City Bucks that won a championship.
It was a fun one.
It was a fun one up in Flint a couple of years back, winning the Michigan Milk Cup. A glorious moment for the folks who bleed purple. And as we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff, the players are starting to conclude their on-field warm-ups. I'm going to just take a look at the side that's come down I-75 to come visit us here in Royal Oak. A few, really speaks to the depth of quality of Flint that a number of players have returned home for the summer or not available in today's game, and they're still absolutely stacked. Key absence before we get to the starting lineup. Palmer Alt, the leading scorer, not in the lineup. From what I hear, he's gone back home or back to his collegiate home at Butler. But starting in goal for the visiting Bucks, Jacob Griziak. He's played just about every single game but one, racking up 900 minutes. The Poland native plays collegiately at Oral Roberts, and in the time I've seen him, he looks pretty impressive. Along the back line, they got Landon Fisher, who's headed off to be a captain at Western Michigan. Western Michigan being so strong the last few years. Schneider Mimi, he'll be the number 18, coming up from Florida, another Oral Roberts guy. Senior, 23-year-old, and then center back, Sean McLeod from Kingston, Jamaica, a VCU senior, and then the minutes leader on this side, William Pondeka. They call him Woody. He'll be wearing the number 7. He plays at Mercer, coming up from a town called Flower Mound, Texas. And then a dangerous player in the middle, Abdul Rahman Al-Rashad from Spring Arbor University in the middle of the park alongside Brock Pickett. He'll be wearing the number 19 from Wright State. Also, actually is the outright minutes leader. So Pondeka and Pickett, the mainstays in this Bucks side this year. Colin Ennis will be rocking number 10 from Boston University, a Kansas native. Speaking to the variety of locations these players are scouted and recruited from. And then very dangerous, the number 8, Malik Henry from Hamilton, Ontario, drafted by the MLS Montreal side, even though he was actually a TFC product. But he is returning to Akron from what I hear after being drafted. Another MLS draftee from Akron. On that front line, Dyson Clapier, wearing the 14 from Layton, Utah, drafted by Sporting Kansas City. And the talisman who has done some damage to County in the past, number 22, the German from SMU, Jeldrick Dahlman, rounds off the Flint City Bucks starting lineup.
Rob, let's take a look at the County starting 11. First off, Rob Jelli between the sticks per usual. He's played every minute this summer save for those final 15 against Michiana last weekend. Captain Rocco Galati will hold down the left back spot tonight. Evan Combs and Carson Balag are in the center of defense. Right back Jazinho Ogaro will invert into midfield once County are in possession. And Kai Yamazaki, the only County player who truly has not missed a minute this summer. It's hard to imagine what the team would look like without him marshaling the play from his central defensive midfield position. Colin Arce will join him in the midfield. He'll always look to push into the attacking third. Braden Stefanovic will be just ahead of him in an attacking mid sort of a role. And number 10, Melvin Blah, starts on the right wing with Gabe Gokai on the right. And leading the line tonight will be, let's see, who is that? I've lost my note here, actually. Is it Alec Markovsky?
That's correct.
Up top for County, wearing number 14 tonight. We've seen him in and out, mostly sub appearances for him this season, but he'll get the call. And goal scoring been at a premium for County, so Markovsky will look to shake things up a little bit for the boys in purple this evening.
What a weekend for football lovers. It's been really a marathon throughout the day, European action on the television throughout the day, and now we get a local, almost like a headline affair here locally with USL 2 division attempting to be clinched here. The players and the action spanning from right here in our backyards to across the globe. Thank you for joining us here on We Are Soccer, your central location for Metro Detroit-based live action this summer, newly added to the channel in addition to the Sunday night weekend review. And Craig Hearn and the other We Are Soccer contributors have added lots of interviews and great context and insight to the World's Game. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatsky, about 2 minutes away from kickoff between Oakland County FC and the Flint City Bucks. Last week, right here at Royal Oak High School Stadium, County enjoyed their best outing of the season, a rollicking 5-0 win over Michiana. A nice little blip in what has been a season that's been transformed from, we thought it was County reloaded with a number of new stars stepping forward, only to, in the middle of the season turn into County rebuilding, you'd say.
Yeah, searching for that next crop of stars to come through for the boys in purple, and it has been a little bit of a transformation in terms of the lineup. We knew that coming in. But some added turbulence throughout the campaign has certainly made this one a rough ride. But that has just created opportunity for some of those young stars, and we're going to see them here tonight on display with a chance to show what they're made of against some guys who nationally get more notoriety. But you see it more times than not. You put these guys on the field, and throughout 90 minutes, anybody can shine given the spotlight. So we will see what County offer. I'm looking at Braden Stefanovic. I know he really stepped up in a big way last week, Rob, providing 2 goals, drawing the penalty, and really being the player that we thought he would be coming into this summer.
And what were you doing at 17? Were you scoring goals, the summer before your senior year in high school at the
Certainly
highest amateur
not.
level? And that's what some of these guys for County are doing. Gabe Jokai, got to highlight him, from Rochester Hills. He's on the Vardar U19 team. He's the high school class of 2025, and he absolutely nailed it, getting his first Oakland County goal at the end of that game last week, which was a pretty impressive feat for the young man. So a challenge ahead, a chance to play spoiler for the purple and gold of Oakland County here today. Looks like our match officials are getting ready to bring the teams out here in just a second. We're going to have player walkouts, and I think we got the mascot from 1994 in the house, Striker. So in conjunction with kind of being the 4th of July weekend, this fixture here between Oakland County and the Bucks has always been in and around the 4th of July, and one of America's best weekends, especially soccer-related. World Cup 1994, which was played right down the street here in Pontiac, and Striker, the World Cup 1994 mascot, here taking the pictures, and I believe is going to be leading the way out of the tunnel, presenting the official match ball. And
he's American soccer royalty, and it really is a treat to have him here this evening. He could be anywhere, Rob.
He could be anywhere.
We got him here.
Yeah, I see players slowly strolling out of the locker room to our right. And so in just a few minutes, they'll make their way under the 50 to 60-year-old grandstand here at Royal Oak High School Stadium, and it kind of go underneath the kind of like the behind-the-scenes area underneath the stands, and then come through this cool tunnel. Definitely not the same building standards as modern stadiums. You got to really, lift your leg here. They built them tougher on the knees back in the day. But the facilities here at Royal Oak High School, beautiful redevelopment in the last few years. But the grandstand still an original piece here as we prepare for these players to come on out. We went through the starting lineups. County trying to be a David to the Goliath from the north. Flint City Bucks, one of 5 USL teams still undefeated. How about that? Scattered across the country. There's over 100 USL 2 teams, and only 5 remain undefeated. And one of them in the division here against Oakland County, the Flint City Bucks, clinched the playoffs on Wednesday. They are currently coming into this game on a 7-game winning streak. Can you believe that? After previous to that was only a 3-3 draw against Kalamazoo earlier on in the season. But my goodness, a chance to play spoiler ahead for Oakland County FC. Looks like fans are coming in here, right before kickoff time here. If you're just joining us, this is We Are Soccer. My name is Robert Kerr, alongside Mitch Gatsky and the OCFC Stream Team for USL 2 Great Lakes Division action. The league leaders, Flint City Bucks, coming down I-75 to come play us here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Flint City Bucks versus Oakland County FC. Waiting for the signal to bring out the players. And here they come.
Mentioned the cool atmosphere here, Rob, and the entrance. Wish we had a cam to show you guys what these players are coming into. It is a unique look for them.
Fun little tunnel coming from the grandstand here. It looks like the Bucks are going to be wearing all red with yellow numbers, and Oakland County FC with their fan-designed and voted on night sky purple and black, created by OCFC supporter Scott Bilal. And the players, the starting 11 out on the field here at Royal Oak High School Stadium, waiting for our match ball presenter. Where is Striker? I imagine it's hard for legends to move quickly. They move at their own pace.
Signing autographs, I'm sure.
As our stadium announcer is going through the starting lineup again for the home team. In goal, Rob Gelai. In defense, Evan Combs, Carson Balag, Rocco Galati, and Zinho Algaro. In the middle of the park, Kai Yamazaki, Colin Arce, and Brendan Stevanovic. And in the front line, Alec Markowski, Malvin Blah, and Gabe Jokai.
Quickly then for Flint, Rob. Number 2, Scott McLeod. Number 7, Woody Pondeka. Number 8, Malik Henry. 10 is Colin Ennis. 14, Dyson Clapier, 18, Schneider Mimi, 19, Brock Pickett, 21, Abdul Al-Rashed, 22 is Jeldrick Dalman, 23, Landon Fisher, and 31, Jacob Griziak. Star-studded lineup, Rob. It's going to be a tough matchup for County. And you bring in the class of the division, not just this year, but throughout the years. National champions in the not-too-distant past, and really the team to beat in the Great Lakes Division year in, year out. But you mentioned it, a chance to play spoiler, and really nothing to lose for County here tonight, so have a go.
Lots of young players getting some big experience here in the summer of 2027. What bigger notch to have on the belt if they were able to get a result in a match like this.
The head coach for Oakland County FC is
Yeah, and
Steve Walker.
again, it's not anything that'll shake up the standings. County is pretty locked into missing out of the playoffs, missing out on the playoffs by a few points. And Flint is almost certainly on their way to a championship. But again, a lot of players out there with a lot to play for personally and as a unit that want to come together and show what they're made of as well.
And there he is, the World Cup 1994 mascot Striker, who was in attendance for all of the Michigan and Ohio-based promotional games and events. And as it's the 4th of July weekend, what better way to celebrate one of the best weekends in American soccer history than having the mascot Striker here as we take a moment to respect the national anthem of the United States. And the pageantry and the ceremony is over. It is time for the rubber to hit the road. A gargantuan task ahead of Oakland County FC. It's been a tricky season with a 3-7 record, sitting in 6th in the division, welcoming in the undefeated table toppers, Flint City Bucks, the flag bearers at this level of the game in the United States. They've clinched the playoffs in 26 of their 28 years as a club. Really a legacy that will be quite some time taking it out for anyone to catch them up, really.
It's incredible just to think about, and you consider the nature of this level. There's quite a bit of turnover in terms of the roster year over year, but the Bucks have built that stability in the program that it really just doesn't matter. They turn over performance year after year, find themselves not only in the playoff race, but making deep runs into the national playoffs. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to excellence at this level, they are, I think, top of the list, the very top of the list.
Yep, it speaks to the depth of talent and the recruiting tools at their within their resources, as they, like I said, year after year, they have significant turnover, and they're still at that same level in and around the semifinals of the finals of the USL 2 playoff tournament.
And it builds on itself, Rob. Once you're known as the place to go for college players looking to sharpen their skills over the summer. That word of mouth, it being a place to be, and obviously they've figured out a magic formula. So not that the recruiting does itself, but a lot of that heavy lifting was done years ago, and now you're seeing kind of the benefits of that hard work on the front end. They are the kings of this level, and
the hooves are in motion up there in Flint.
You see it playing out.
All right, it looks like the home team, Oakland County FC, playing from right to left in the purple and black. The visiting Flint City Bucks in the all-red strip with the yellow details and numbers going from left to right. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatsky for Oakland County FC versus Flint City Bucks on We Are Soccer. Some high-level amateur action here, right here in our backyards in Metro Detroit. Welcome, friends and family from our backyards and from across the globe. The beautiful game on display in a beautiful way. Thank you for joining us for it. The field here going from north to south. Oakland County looking to get it in that goal on the north end and have lots of purple smoke fly through the air. And we are underway. It was beautiful last week to have 5 goal celebrations here at the Purple Patch here in Royal Oak, and one against an opponent so vaunted, that would mean even more, as a county legend.
We do have
Mike
a legend.
Malorani, a legend in the house, running the smoke in the Christmas in July kit. You love to see that. Some former county players in attendance, having a good time with the fans.
Rob, that's 2 legends of the game here in attendance tonight in the county.
Striker, the World Cup '94 mascot, and Mike Malorani.
I think they're on the same level. Certainly around these parts.
I don't know if they were created the same year, though. Age difference there between the '94 mascot and striker Mike Malorani. Is county captain Rocco Gladi throws it, glances off the head of Braden Stefanovic, and this is Melvin Blah in behind the defense. He pokes it to Stefanovic, whose left footer is stopped and tests Jacob Greziak for the first time within the first 90 seconds of the match. Love to see that they can be got at. Malvin does have the speed to get in behind, as did Stefanovic. And here's Jokai, the 17-year-old, weighing his options, guarded there by some Bucks defenders.
Yeah, that quick turnover allowed County to get a 2-on-1 advantage, and it was that far side defender, that left back, that was in the right spot at the right time.
Jokai giving chase and draws a whistle. Maybe a push in the back may have occurred.
County supporters making noise early. They like the start. Just Stefanovic got a good purchase on that strike, but not quite all that he wanted. He had to take it first time because of the defender crowding his space.
Yamazaki heads that one back in the direction it came with a bit of authority. And if you're just really tuning in, what's at stake here is County looking for their second ever win against these Flint City Bucks. And Flint City, after already clinching a playoff berth, need 1 win in their last 3 games in order to win the division. County does not want that to happen here at the Purple Patch, and definitely want to secure 3 more points, of course. And the Bucks looking for that division title once again to add to their laundry list of accolades. And kind of the keys to the game were keep everything in front of you, manage moments, and capitalize when you have your chances.
It's been a much faster start from County than I would have expected, and they are certainly not afraid of Flint here tonight. Very early going, but this is really the first time that Flint's been on the ball with possession in the County half.
Early yet though, Mitch, as Rocco goes to ground and pokes it away, but just for a moment as here's Dahlman. Chips it up into the arm, shoulder area of, I believe it was Evan Combs. Some Bucks fans appealing for hands, but nothing doing there from our center referee, and that's a bit of a sloppy play at the back, and that'll give the Bucks an easy early corner here.
Yeah, County looking a bit unsettled. Certainly some calls for handball, and Rob, I think if we were at a level with VAR, some of the decisions we've been seeing across the big international tournaments,
it's hard to say. It's honestly hard to say. It's hard to say what is a handball or not, but that was well into the young defender's shoulder there. That would have been very harsh. Dahlman kicked it right at him at close range, but that one clangs off the crossbar. My goodness. A couple nervous looks around from the County defenders as the Bucks were able to get really solid contact after that and ping that off the County crossbar. Scary moment here in the 5th minute for the home team.
Too much nervous looking around and standing around, not enough moving around. County, all the defenders kind of rooted to their spot, waiting for somebody else to make a play, and Flint nearly capitalized on that opportunity.
Malvin Blah hits it long for Jokai. And that's a difficult back pass.
Goodness
and
gracious.
That's got the Bucks keeper scrambling, and that'll be County's first corner of the day.
That was, seen a little bit of sloppiness on both ends there. That was interesting.
I think that was Sean McLeod who played that back eagerly for Griziak, and Griziak very thankful for that being wide of the frame.
Yeah, just not a spot to play a back pass to the keeper generally.
What can County get out of this corner? Far post, chipped in the air, but not in any way threatening. And one corner each between these two teams. You're just joining us. We're half a dozen minutes into this USL2 Great Lakes Division regular season game here just north of Detroit in Royal Oak, Michigan. One of 5 undefeated teams on the road here looking to clinch the division against the young and rebuilding Oakland County FC. Sun is bright out there. I'm sure when Malvin tries to turn to weigh his options on that far right side of the field, it is tough to see. The sun is at a pretty harsh angle. There's Markowski, has a little bit of room to turn, but he's removed from the ball for a moment, wins it back, gets it to Stefanovic, who's a little bit of space. Can he take a shot? He pulls back, goes wide to Rocco, and it evades both Rocco Galati and Gabe Jokai, unfortunately.
A couple of moments, County players just moving a little bit too fast than what was needed.
A little composure needed, and that throw-in is in favor of the home team. Oakland County coached in his first year by Steve Walker.
He's made County really fun to watch this season, despite some of the poor results. I think certainly the process and the intent is there, and from everything that we've heard from Coach Walker after matches, he's got the right idea. He knows what he wants from his players.
And as this season has progressed, I mean, there were quite a few Vardar connections between Oakland County and that youth club, but a huge portion of the roster this year made up of promising young Vardar players as Evan Combs cuts that through ball out intended for Dahlman. And Dahlman hasn't hit the score sheet yet this season, but has a history of doing so. This is probably his second, third season in the Bucks lineup.
We know he's certainly capable, and we've seen it before. He is one of those familiar names that, you know, compiling the stats in the week, you kind of hope that he's not on the team sheet, and sure enough, he starts up top. Bucks, though, have plenty of options.
Yeah, there's 2 MLS draftees in the front line. That's one of them passing to Dahlman. Low cross, cut out by Rocco Galati, the captain.
Rob, you mentioned Palmer Alt at the top of the show. Leading scorer, 5 goals, also 4 assists. So really, he has been the danger man.
And that's going to be another testing back pass. They are very confident in Griziak's ability to play with his feet there. 2 zipped back passes already here in the opening 9 minutes here in Royal Oak.
To be fair, he looks comfortable. It was just the first pass was kind of nowhere near where he wanted it and had to scramble to go chase it down. But Flint will fancy themselves to be able to possess the ball. Everybody's going to want to play with their feet. Good move there. Just a flick beyond Rocco, and he sticks a late challenge in. Won't get away with many more of those. Probably only thing that saved him from a yellow there was the fact that we're still inside 10 minutes. We'll see what Flint can offer here from this wide area. A tall team. Dahlman will be a target man, to be sure. Looks like a left foot in-swinger coming in here. It's over top of everybody and rolls out for a goal kick. Also on the line here tonight, Rob, you consider the personal pride that might be at stake for some of these county players who maybe didn't get that look from the Flint City Bucks, with their focus going to a more national scope just with the net that they can cast. We talked about the program that they've built up and the players that they can recruit. So some players here for county who will like to prove themselves.
That was Markovsky on the turn and the service to Blah, who crosses it, and that's over the run of Braden Stefanovic. But here is Gabe Jokai passing it to Rocco Galati on his left foot, and it's blocked by the backtracking number 8, Malik Henry.
I like that from Rocco. We see him get into those positions.
This will be the second corner for Oakland County FC. The first one went long, just beyond the far post. Can Jokai provide something different here? That's in the middle, and that's a goal! Oakland County FC score first! Looks like Braden Stefanovic getting on the board for Oakland County.
When you put it into a spot like that, it's hard not to score. What a ball in. Froze the defenders. Keeper was rooted to his line. Didn't know whether to come out for it or not. He didn't, and he paid for it. Great ball in from the corner there. Gabe whipping that in on a platter for Stefanovic, we believe it was. And he just blitzed into the middle of that 6-yard box. And in a sea of red, finds the back of the net with his head.
There's a bit of conversation in the booth going on as to who got the touch on that. In my opinion, when I saw it, I thought it was number 9, Braden Stefanovic. It was obviously Jokai taking it, but it is first blood for County. Going to have to get the confirmation, though. I think it was Stefanovic, right? I
think so.
Someone out there to confirm, but a beautiful goal here inside the first dozen minutes gets the home supporters rowdy, and you smell the smoke. The purple haze is in the air here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Great to see the home team get on the board first, force Flint to come out of their shell and chase the game a little bit if they are to clinch the division here tonight.
And Rob, you mentioned it in our prep for this game. Flint does tend to give up the first goal of the game, and their last 3 wins have come from behind fashion. So this is a little trend that they've kind of fallen into, and they'll need to play catch up here again tonight.
Yeah, never count out the Bucks. We've learned it many times throughout our times in this booth, but especially this season, that game against Kalamazoo, the most incredible and dramatic of them both, 2 injury time goals to come back from 3-2 down to win 4-3 against a really dangerous Kalamazoo team. And then they did the same. They came back from a goal down against Ann Arbor as Markovsky gives chase, But the number 2 in red, Scott McLeod, definitely isn't going to be beaten for pace, I don't think, here tonight, as he's been tested a couple times and has won those foot races.
No, but you see the idea from County there. Get it up to those attacking players and get the rest of them driving at those defensive backs, make them turn around and run toward their own goal, make decisions, have to cut out those passes in behind. County has a lot of speed on the field, and they like to utilize it. They're at their best when those guys are able to pick them up and put them down along the flanks of the pitch.
And we do have confirmation from the field that the goal scorer for Oakland County FC was the aforementioned Braden Stevanovic, his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, Braden's found his groove now.
County's first goal of the evening, scored in the 12th minute by number
Took him
9,
a little while to get into things, and, you know,
Ceremonial.
I guess looking back, you probably should have expected a bit of a vesting period for a kid who hasn't even played in college yet. Regardless of how good he is, certainly will have been a step up for him this summer, but in these last couple of games, he's shown us what he's capable of, and all those Mountaineers fans will be keenly in tune to what he is going to bring to them in the fall.
Sharpening their pickaxes in the mountains of West Virginia for their Canadian sensation, no doubt. The highest touted Canadian high schooler of his class, starting to break through here in Metro Detroit. Exciting times to be had, I'm sure. West Virginia.
And that early goal, Rob, really makes this game interesting because it's far too early for County to go back into a defensive shell. They're going to have to continue to play their football. And Flint, obviously, will want to get more of a foothold in this game. They still, you see a mispass there, they still really haven't connected. Rotation in their lineup, too. Some guys who haven't gotten full minutes, and you're kind of seeing that play out.
Malik Henry, the number 8. I think he's going to play a part in this game. The leading assist getter on this squad. And Rocco Galati has going to have a lot on his hands here this evening. No doubt is going to have some help. He's going to be marking this number 8 as Flint comes straight down the middle. Here's Dahlman. Don't let him get a shot off. Kai Yamazaki gets his body in the way and does enough to draw the foul. And you don't want to see those red shirts start to get comfortable and with their touches on the top of the box. But the stalwart, the number 6 in purple, Kai Yamazaki, trusty as ever to do the dirty work and get his team out of trouble.
Series of good moments there from Flint, and you can see why they are so troublesome. A quick turnover on a good, strong move by Brock Pickett, pushing off Stefanovic, and that just launched the attack. Dahlman can uncork one from tight spaces, so you really want to make sure you close him down anytime he gets the ball in and around the box.
Yeah, from what we've seen, he's not like super quick with the feet, but I don't think you want to see a full-throated shot come off of his foot.
It's one of those where it just launches quickly off of his foot. He doesn't need a long wind-up to get off his full-power shot.
And here comes County. I mean, the Bucks penetrating into County territory down the right-hand side. Rocco Galati gets a piece of it, and that will be the second Bucks corner of the game. And I was sputtering for the words, but that's number 21 splitting through the County midfield time and time again. The number 21 in red, Abdul Rahman Al-Rashed. He's been slicing and dicing, and I think this is here. He's going to be taking this corner with his left foot delivered. Goes over the head and put back, but not in any dangerous direction. But County are going to have to be sharp on those. You feel that the Bucks carry a threat. Not only are they skilled, but Dahlman and a couple others have considerable size too. And we saw them get an open header on one of the first corners of the game. So in all the different aspects of the defense, you have to be aware. As the goal scorer, Braden Stevanovic, comes down the right-hand side, inside to Malvin Blah. He dances around a couple, and that second, the number 2, Scott McLeod, The Jamaican ruled to have fouled the forward for Oakland County. The Liberian 24-year-old Malvin Blah, part of the Tiffin contingent. And he showed some good feet to get away from a tackle and then draw the foul in a dangerous territory. Nice to see. And it's a bit far out for a shot. You're talking about a 30-yarder.
You'd have to really get a hold of it.
I
think you float this one in.
It's a bit of an late arriving crowd, but the main stand here starting to fill up for this one as this is floated into the box, but doesn't quite get the timing right with the run of Stevanovic, just about a step or two behind that one. It was a little dinked floater, but doesn't connect in the Bucks box.
It's a tough play to execute because you're in that space where it is too far to have a crack at goal, but you're kind of too close to really get in across the ball the way that you want to with any sort of pace. So you got to float it in. That was
a couple hefty challenges from the number 21 in red. No calls, though, as Malvin Blog works one-on-one and does enough to play the ball back to Zinho. And that's Colin Arce dispossessed, and this is dangerous. Here's Henry going on Balag, and he takes a right-footed shot that rolls wide of Jelai's frame. But there you see just a whisper of the danger that the Flint City Bucks can bring when moving forward.
The apparel is located in the tent just east of the entrance. Scarves, t-shirts.
Rob, our title sponsor this year and for many years now is Diversified Members Credit Union, and they are our local credit union. I'll let you get back to it here.
As Flint are starting to pour on the pressure. Here's Henry. He's got about 4 or 5 shirts ahead of him. Enough traffic, though, from County to get away from trouble. Leading pass for Markovsky didn't lead him at all, and that's another turnover. And Stevanovic gets stuck in and takes the ball away on the far side. Eventually does find Balag for an outlet. And County were sweating under their collars a little bit there, but got out of trouble. Can Markovsky spin, turn, play? And he does. But the return pass, it went out of bounds here. Unfortunate. The narrow field here causing a little bit of difficulty as Flint find the middle of the field again. And spun around Yamazaki was the number 21, Al Rashed, who's definitely going to be a handful as this game wears on. There wasn't a card there, was there? As I look down at my sheet, you don't want your number 1 ball winner in Kai Yamazaki to catch a yellow here too early in this game. He is going to be tested often throughout this match. Abdul Rahman Al Rashed over this one and causing all sorts of problems. He's getting into that area right in front of that back line, and he's got willing runners around him that given too many opportunities and too much room, he could slice up that purple back line. 2 over this free kick, right-footed strike, and that's not on frame, and County will breathe a sigh of relief.
Whether you're looking to upgrade your life from kitchens, weddings, vacations, and more, Diversified Members Credit Union can help make it real. Visit the DMCU tent in the pavilion during the match for more information, or visit them online at dmcu.com.
Markovsky brings down that long ball. Malvin on it. Colin Arce steps up from the middle of the park, returns it to Malvin. Nice ruled pass down the side. Not nice enough as it turns out, and expertly guided out for a Bucks goal kick. It looked like they had a good idea going, but it just rolled out of the reach of the County attacker.
About midway through this first half, Rob, and if you're a County supporter, you got to like what you've seen. Outside of the goal, County generally do look the better side. They've got on the ball and troubled the Bucks defenders a couple of times, getting some chances on net, and really just made them look uncomfortable defending. Bucks with more possession, but they haven't done a whole lot of it. It's been quite a bit of this, sliding the ball back and forth across that back line. Not a whole lot of attacking potency yet from the players in red.
The home team will have to maintain constant vigilance, though. You can see the threat is thinly veiled here, as there's 3-4 players you could see making a moment of magic out there for the visitors.
Yeah, it's
You have to keep it in front of them. Don't let them get anything easy. If they get something, make them make the magic.
Yeah, it's never easy, and as you say, definitely want to stay frosty out there.
As that was a nice, clever little pass to win them some space and time.
Good
Long
switch
ball
back.
looking for
I like
Joe
that.
Kai. Has the goalkeeper retreating. One-on-one on the outside. Not too many options just yet. He finds Rocco at the corner of the box. Trying to combine with Joe Kai, the 17-year-old. A nice spin move. Gets away from a couple Bucks defenders. Goes baseline. And there's Malik Henry able to do enough with an accurate pass from his backside. Kind of a ground scissor kick, and the Bucks fans, the visiting fans, don't like that call.
Yeah, a little bit of a bailout. County.
The visitors
been in
thought they were
trouble.
away.
Yeah, County would have been in trouble as the center backs had stepped up to make that play. Evan Combs, we see him on the ball here. He was maybe out of position had that one been turned over, but I really like that pattern of play. You saw Joe Kai switch that ball over
To Malvin here like this.
to Bala, and then he got that ball back.
Markowski spins, and will Joe Kai get to that? He might, but there goes the flag. I thought he got to that in time, but another good idea, just the dimensions coming up a little short
Yeah, so
for what the County attack's trying to do here.
You're seeing Gabe is really acting as that outlet for County. Anytime they need to relieve pressure, it's a pumped ball in behind for him to chase, and more times than not, he's gotten on the end of it. Good step there by Kai.
Is there anything that needs working?
Turned back over, though. Another good step there by Jazinho Ogaro. Takes a quick throw in from Malvin. Takes a touch to control. Hasn't been a whole lot of possession on that far side for County. It's really been an attack based on the left wing here. Rocco's had some fun combining with Gabe.
Markowski's really digging in there, and he dug the ball out and kept that offensive moment moving as Galati gets it to Joe Kai. Gets it on his right foot, strike, and it bounces. The goalkeeper fumbled it, almost allowing for a second County goal.
Wow.
The breath came out of the stadium there. Joe Kai did well to get on his right foot. The shot looked manageable, though, but the Bucks goalkeeper presented the opportunity for Stefanovic to try to poke that home, but
It's one of those short hops that just kind of wrong-footed the keeper. Thankful that it didn't come back to bite him.
County corner taken. That's deep, headed up into the air and out of bounds.
Malvin's just not the sort of player to be able to do much with that sort of opportunity. It's not his fault. It's just not his game. See a lot of similar players for County that, you know, they just don't offer a whole lot of threat from corners, but we have seen
Folks, less than 20 minutes to
some
make
joy
your way
from
over
the
to
center
the
backs and
season
the defensive backs getting forward. Christian Wilson knocking one in with his first touch last weekend.
Nice late arriving crowd here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. The
It's
main
really filled in.
grandstand underneath us has filled in.
Yeah.
We got World Cup 1994 mascot Striker in the house and
think-
birthday boy Luke Zagorski leading the purple support here down to our right.
Yeah, big birthday shout out to Luke Zagorski. He's a pillar of the Oakland County FC community, and this place really wouldn't be what it is without him around to make it more fun. So hope he has a wonderful day.
Good day so far for County supporters. We're about 28 minutes in and 1-0 courtesy of a Braden Stefanovic header off of a corner taken by Gabe Jokai. So two very young players getting on the board for County here in the first half. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatsky and the OCFC stream team here on We Are Soccer. Thank you for joining us on a big day for the World's Game, both locally and across the world. So much going on. It's hard to keep up. There's been games all day long. England kept it tight all the way until penalties and eventually did get through with it. It's a reminder that those big tournaments, once you get to the knockout stages, the ball, the game, the matches, all very serious.
Other than their first game, they haven't been the better team in any of their games, and they've somehow managed to advance.
I thought the English were pretty on par with the Swiss today. I don't think that there was much between them. It was just a cagey affair. They both had one good moment where they scored and went all the way to penalties. This one sent long for Markovsky, who's done well to bring things down. Stevanovic brings it down himself and sprays it wide to Galati. Here's Jokai on his right foot. Long range blast had the Bucks goalkeeper nervous, but not on target. But you love to see the aggression from the young man.
He's feeling it now, and why not just turn around and put your laces through it? It's very far out, but try your luck. Especially
with that early spill from Griziak, he probably feels like he might have a read on this goalkeeper.
Well, you make them make a play, and sometimes you're the beneficiary of somebody just not making the perfect play. It doesn't always have to be perfect on your end, but if you make them do what they have to do, buy that lottery ticket, as they say.
You can't win if you don't play is the famous saying, and these young players so far in the first half hour of action
big elbow
have been putting their bets on the line. Very solid so far. Great 30 minutes from Steve Walker's crew here.
Big
6th of July, 2024. We're into the business end of the USL2 league season.
I think Kai Yamazaki got away with one as he made that tackle. He turned on the ball and caught a Flint player right in the face with the elbow. Referee didn't see it. Had he, I think, might have been a yellow card offense. Tricky moment there by Rob.
Rob Gelai showing the foot skill as the Canadian Malik Henry was bearing down on him, and nice little Cruyff turn took care of it, but nervy stuff there for County supporters.
First time in this game that we've seen that little move from Evan Combs that we saw a number of times last weekend against Michiana. He just kind of beats the defender or the pressing forward right in front of him and takes that space. He's able to distribute to the forwards from there.
Bucks were able to get in behind Rocco Galati here. Here's Henry. Right-footed strike, not on target. The visiting fans thought that had a chance, but that goes wide of the County goal. Rocco Galati gambled and didn't win there, and that really freed up that attack down the right-hand side.
Yeah, and a good job from the County defense just doing enough, right? They didn't make a play on the ball. But
Balag came across there and made him take that shot rather than cutting in.
You force Henry into a position where he doesn't actually want to take the shot, but he's really got no better option, and that's the result. Another good job from County. It's kind of been one of those cases here tonight, 30 minutes through. Not really a whole lot of great defensive plays, but just unsettling the Bucks attackers and not allowing them to play their game so far.
Flint now looking long, diagonal. Zinho.
Tricky one, looking right into the sun.
Yeah, he took care of it for the moment, but here's another one of those MLS draftees playing it wide and picking up the return ball. Cloutier too close to Gelai. Dahlman was in the neighborhood, but County did enough to limit that attack. Good turn from Markovsky, who's been promising so far here in this first half. And that pass was intended for Stevanovic, the goal scorer, but easily cut out there by the Bucks back line. You know, a center back that I'm excited to see move along. He's moving to bigger and better things, but that guy Bacharach, wow, he was a handful as a center back last year and the last two seasons for the Bucks. But as we talked about earlier, replacements for the turnover. They had about half their team got drafted. went to the next stage of their careers, but
Really is
they've
remarkable.
reloaded the next year, and there's just as much talent here as Henry fizzes one. An absolute rocket. Jelai, I think, had it covered, but that had some MPH behind it. Malik Henry showed a little bit of that danger there coming off that right-hand side.
Yeah, so he's left-footed apparently because he cut in for the first time.
Yeah, the shot a couple minutes ago didn't hit the frame with his right. And
he's only used his right until that moment, and wow.
And speaks to your point of how well Belaga did there, the number 4 for County, making him stay on that right foot on that breakaway a few moments before. Needed to do that because you don't want him one-on-one with the goalkeeper getting on that left foot.
And that's the sort of thing that you'll get from the scouting report. You know, coach will have gone over some game film and certainly picked up some points to pass along to his players, particularly the defenders. You mentioned the potency that the Bucks can present and the draftees that they have in their lineup. Tough challenge there. Rocco wins a free kick, comes down on his shoulder.
And there's the danger man
First yellow.
collecting some laundry here. The yellow card shown to that man, number 8, Malik Henry.
The thing about
The
Rocco,
Akron Zip.
is he just doesn't know how to not go full speed. So a challenge like that, you know, if you're not going 100%, you probably don't fly off your feet the way that he did and come crash into the turf. But Rocco only knows one speed. So instances like that, he's going to take the worst of that hit.
It's a painful quality, but his best quality is that never say die, I'm going to go for it, no matter what perspective on the game.
You never question his effort. And you know what I just noticed? He's wearing the captain's armband on his left ankle, which is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. Never seen it before, but it matches the boots. I got to give him props for that.
Jokai played it short, got the ball back. And Henry, who was just in the referee's book, clears that one easily. And you feel that County could have maybe put that one in the danger zone. Maybe it would have benefited a little bit because that short routine wasn't too coordinated there. But here's Belag. Looked for Markovsky, kind of went in between Jokai and Markovsky.
They're looking for Markovsky quite a bit, and he has checked up into kind of a false 9 position and allowed the wingers to break inwards, and also kind of interchanging with Stefanovic, who runs in behind from his. He's playing a 10 role, but he wears the 9 on his back and certainly has the skill set of a 9.
Combs looking long. Malvin gets the second ball instead, but has a heavy touch, and the Bucks are able to get back on the ball, but
Too much
it's
speed.
overrun there by the number 7, William Pondeka, one of the leaders in this team in minutes, the leading defender, only about 14 minutes less than the number 19 in the middle, Brock Pickett. A stalwart of the game, nicknamed Woody, is Pondeka. I had to figure that out. I had to decode. I was sent the.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I had to send. I got the nickname on the lineup that I was sent, and I had to do some announcer Google in there to figure out who Woody was. But
I like that, though. Nicknames are more fun, and the website only gives us government names, which can be a mouthful at times and just unnecessary, really. If you go by one name, I'd rather call you that. So, Woody, we are happy to oblige.
Just like the number 13, Zinho for County,
Yeah.
but it is the number 8, though, this time on the ball. Plays it to Zinho. Low, and I think that ended up becoming a shot there, and it hits Griziak right in the chest. Too close and not enough zip, so
he would have wanted
didn't do either.
He would have wanted to fizz it across the 6 instead of putting it into his hands, the keeper there.
Malvin having to track back there as Flint getting quite a few numbers up the field here.
Still, I mean, it's been flashes of danger, right, where you worry about something could go wrong in a transition moment. All these players, technical brilliance is in their toolkit, but really in terms of an attacking structure and breaking down the County defense, I haven't seen it from Flint yet.
Here's another opportunity, and no-nonsense tackle there by the County fullback Zinho, going in heavy on Deldrick Dahlman.
Quick handshake, right back to the feet. You love to see it.
There's Rashed to Dahlman. Good step up there by Belag.
Great work to be there.
Flint still with it. Centering ball. Cleared away by Combs for the moment. Chip towards Dahlman. And not quite the touch needed and sent long by County. That won't be anywhere near the Bronco forward, Alec Markowski, the number 14 there, and probably not the moment for him to chase just yet. Trying to find what their pressing triggers are. Haven't quite sussed that out yet, as that's a great tackle there by Combs to take the ball away from Dahlman. He's got options. Here's Malvin, and that's way too heavy of a first-time pass, and maybe either take a control touch or just rip it with his left foot.
Yeah, I think take a controlled touch, move back into the center. He had options. The Flint defenders looking a little disheveled. Combs really good at stepping up into those areas where you kind of wonder, is that a midfielder's responsibility? Combs has no problem stepping into those areas, making plays, and just like that, picking up the ball.
Here's Zinho being tested here. The Bucks in behind and not offside on target, but the offside flag is up. On that far side, I think that was Dyson Clapier showing some speed getting in behind Zinho, but at least one step too far ahead when the ball was played. So that one comes back, but I'm sure that had the County backline worried there for a heartbeat or two.
Quiet game from Clapier. Really, the bulk of the action has been on this near side for both teams. Left for County and right for Flint, with Henry doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Rashed has also been instrumental in the middle. He's picked up the ball and connected defense to attack a number of times for Flint.
Flint very comfortable on the ball, playing out to the far side in front of their bench. There's quite a few fans have come down from Flint for this. Hit or miss there from the traveling fans for Flint. Probably the appeal of seeing a division clinched and an undefeated season on the line gets you into the car and down the field as they're threatening here. Here's Henry, and he absolutely rockets that one across the box. Somewhere between a shot and a cross there from Henry. And another sigh of relief from the County fans. I want to let you guys know about another one of County's sponsors that has been instrumental in the operations this year is Sweet Greens, whose core values guide their actions, aiming to empower customers, team members, to be a positive force in the food system. That's why we're building a transparent supply network. As Kai Yamazaki does really well there to dig out what could have been a problematic situation. I think playing with fire a little bit at the back here, our County, as Jelly pops that one up. Arce has to deal with it, but it falls to Yamazaki, who spares not a moment to look for Joe Kai. As come back to Sweet Green, building that transparent supply network, cooking from scratch, and building a community of people who believe in the power of real food. Visit sweetgreens.com to find a location and information. I understand that Sweet Green supplies the players with their post-game meal, so not just the old Little Caesars in the locker room after the game for these boys.
It is delicious, and it's good for you, and they're conscious of their impact on the community and the environment, so really they can't be beat.
Bucks not on the same page at the moment, as County do have numbers if they get the passes right. Stefanovic goes right to Markowski. Who can he find? Is he going to go alone? Left-footed strike, blocked. Finds Rocco, right-footed strike. That's blocked too, popped up. And there's no one attacking that bouncing ball, as the front 3 or 4 from County were threatening there, but weren't able to get a decisive strike on goal. But good to see that they can disrupt the Bucks' attack and turn that into maybe a half chance or at least a threatening moment there. And that's Combs splitting some lines again. He was held there for a moment. Now he's out of position. Here's Henry going down the outside, trying to get around Arce. Arce makes him turn back. The retreating Combs is in on that, and he gets on the ball. And an easy, light whistle there, and it looked like an excellent effort from Combs to come back from out of position to win the ball back. But I guess those let-off whistles are even now, as County got one earlier, and that one, I'm not even sure where the foul was on that play, to be honest, but I guess we're even now on whistles that favored one or the other. That one floats to the far corner of the box. 2 County players knock it away, but goes out for a visiting throw on the far side. Nice step into the park, centering ball onto his left foot. Sprawling Jelli makes the save. Rebound save
Well
again.
done.
What a moment for goalkeeper Rob Jelli. He had to get up from that first save quickly to deal with that second.
Yeah, the Flint player on the far side was the first to react. Got a second opportunity, but Rob, quick to his feet, throws
And
his
then
body
Schneider
in line.
Mimi with that really aggressive move into the middle of the field to set up that opportunity as Bucks take a corner that goes over everyone's head and eventually out for a goal kick.
They've done that a couple of times. It seems their attack on corners does seem to be far post, but a couple times now they've sailed it over everybody's head.
County goalkeeper Rob Jelli probably won't be in too much of a hurry as we are now into first half stoppage time. The score reading 1-0 in favor of the home team, Oakland County FC, in this USL 2 Great Lakes Division tilt. County trying to provide a bit of a bump in the road for the Flint City Bucks' undefeated season.
I think this is about a perfect script so far. If you're County, this is exactly how you would have wanted the first 45 to play out. Let's just see this lead into halftime now and go into the locker room. Head coach Steve Walker give the team talk on how to see this one out.
Nice footwork there from Stevanovic, but it goes to the delete section as the referee blown the whistle before that little shimmy he did with the ball, and that's floated towards Dahlman as the seconds count down, and that thankfully is no bother for the County goalkeeper as just moments away from halftime here in Metro Detroit. You are watching USL League 2 on We Are Soccer. Just a little bit of head tennis here as we reach the final moments here as Flint try to get down the right-hand side, and looks like Colin Arce is going to go into the book. Just a slight sloppiness allowed the number 23 for the visitors to get on the ball and kind of get in behind there for a split second there. That was Landon Fisher taking advantage of just the slightest opening provided by County.
I have to disagree with the official on that one. It was Fisher who initiated the contact and then kind of fell over once he realized he wasn't going to be able to complete his dribble. Flint bailed out, and they've got one last chance here before half.
Innes takes, that's a nice ball, and skids over a few heads. It looks like it's going to be another corner. The County players strongly protesting this ruling. It looked to me like it came off the head of Dahlman or maybe the attacker behind him, but County going to have to do some more defending before the intermission here. Nervy moments, right-footed cross, back post, back in the danger zone. Save, Rob Jelli!
Oh, my goodness.
And they escape. What a climax to the first half of play. Point-blank range. Rob Jelli saves it and keeps the lead going into halftime.
And you see all of his teammates coming up to him. That was incredible.
You felt that there was something coming with everyone getting upset about the corner being ruled. The fact that there probably shouldn't have been enough time for the corner to even happen, and then for it to be headed back into the 6-yard box to a Flint player. Rob Jelli, the hero in the first half, in the dying moments. We are going to take a quick breath. Welcome in We Are Soccer's scout on staff, Brooks Lambier, and kind of give us a rundown of all these top prospects that are on display here. We'll take a quick moment and return here for the second half and halftime activities here at Royal Oak High School Stadium here on We Are Soccer.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
In addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
Welcome back here on We Are Soccer, broadcasting live, or streaming live rather, from Royal Oak High School Stadium for Oakland County FC against the Flint City Bucks. We are at the halftime mark at this 1-0 game. Braden Stevanovic, the Canadian sensation, heading home in the 12th minute. The difference between the two teams, Oakland County FC looking for their 4th win of the season, their 2nd ever against the Flint City Bucks, while the Bucks are looking to clinch a division and maintain an undefeated record. During this halftime period, we're lucky enough to be joined by co-host of We Are Soccer's Sunday Night Review program and the Soccer Syndicate's Midwest Scout, Brooks Lambier. Thank you for joining us here in the booth.
What's up, buddy? How's you doing?
Oh, pretty good. That was about the best 45 minutes head coach Steve Walker for Oakland County FC could have hoped for.
Yeah.
Keeping the Bucks at bay as much as they can. They definitely showed their danger.
Yeah.
And County capitalized on one of their chances pretty well. So from a scouting perspective, there's a lot of high-level players here, some MLS draftees and some upperclassmen at the collegiate levels. Kind of what do you see here from a scouting perspective?
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you have a club like the Flint City Bucks who, bring in 35 to 40 kids a summer and, they're all high-level caliber players and, some guys leave because they're not getting playing time, and then some guys, go on trial with USL clubs or MLS clubs, or they go to some summer combine some MLS club is running. The competitive environment just in the Bucks training is second to none, honestly, or first to none if you really want to say that, compared to probably a lot of the other USL2 clubs, so the depth they have. So it's definitely showed tonight. I mean, they've lost a lot of key players that are not with them. Usually in the July 4th period is kind of the cutoff time for a lot of the college programs. They'll say, hey, you're done. Or the kid's like, hey, I want to take 2 weeks and just kind of rest before captain's practice start in August back at college. So, but it's been a good game. It's been an up-and-down game. A lot of chances from both sides. I love up and down games, honestly. I think it makes the game very exciting. It plays to a lot of the college players' strengths, in my opinion. But it's been good. It's been good, and I think Stevanovic found his inner Kyle Larin or Jonathan David, since that win that Canada had last night in PKs against Venezuela must have been pumped him up for this game, huh?
That's possible. Definitely had some big crowd shot reactions. I saw some videos from watch parties when Canada clinched that win last night. I got to say, usually overtime not exciting, but Copa America went straight to penalties, and I felt a little bit robbed. I wanted that game to keep going. Canada, was it Venezuela? Some really intense action.
A lot of intense action in that game last night. But we'll kind of go back into the into the match. So there have been a lot of good counterattacks, honestly, from both sides. And I think what County has done very well is just gotten inside the box, and they've helped Robert Jelai just blocking shots left and right, just maintaining and sitting in and not allowing Flint to play through them has been a very key thing. They've contained Clapier on the outside. They've contained Malik Henry on the outside, who Malik Henry lit them up the last time they played in Flint. Malik Henry, by the way, drafted by Montreal in the second round, along with Dyson Clapier. Usually Henry's playing right back at Akron, and then Clapier kind of switches. He may play a midfield role, but he usually plays out wide as a winger. Henry's been good. Clapier's been a little underwhelming, to be honest with you. He's a very hot and cold player. 21 in the attacking center mid-roll has been really good. The lefty. McLeod's been solid at center back. Landon Fisher from Western Michigan, playing at the right back role. It's kind of his second or third position. He's really a defensive mid for the Western Michigan Broncos, but he's been doing all right. He's gotten forward. He's created some chances, helped in the attack. But OCFC's done a good job of, especially Evan Coombs, honestly, in that center back spot, and Carson Balaga. They've done really well, those two. Yeah,
there has been some flashes of that danger, especially down that right-hand side. Malik Henry, you feel is going to play a role on this second half, and Clapier would probably, if you were to wager a bet, would be more active in the second half than he was. Would you change anything for the Bucks, or is it just a matter of time before everything kind of clicks together? Because they have had a habit of really turning it on at the end of games on this winning streak they've got going.
Yeah, I mean, Gary Parsons and Paul Doro are probably talking in the locker room now, and they're just kind of discussing, hey, what are the changes we need to make? How do we need to, play a little differently? Who do we need to bring on off the bench? Do we need to make a sub now? Do we make it a sub 10, 15 minutes in, give a guy a run to see how it goes? So it's really interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how the Bucks come out and change a little bit. I don't think they'll change formation-wise a whole lot. I think for me, it's Henry getting, needing guys in the box to make runs inside the box so they can get on the end of stuff. And it's Clapier, to me, staying on sides and driving at the back line. When he's had time with the ball out wide and driven, attack the inside of the game, because he's playing as an inverted winger, that is when he is at his best, and he's given people problems. But I said credit to Carson Balaga and Evan Coombs, and Kai Yamazaki's been terrific this game by getting stuck in, not letting guys, budge, not letting people turn him. So it's been really good. Arce's found the game a little bit and switched the point of attack. Melvin Blah has been not bad out wide. Markowski's come back and found the game. Jonkai has not been bad out wide. Galati's gotten forward. So, if they can hit them on a counter, OCFC, and get a 2-0 lead early on here, I think it'll make this game really interesting, honestly.
That would certainly be interesting and definitely please the hometown crowd here at the home of Oakland County FC at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Kind of thank you for that breakdown. Of course, Brooks Lambeer, the Midwest scout for the Soccer Syndicate, but you also co-host a Sunday evening program here on We Are Soccer's YouTube channel. For folks that aren't familiar or maybe on the Facebook group or don't tune in on Sunday nights, what's that show that you and Craig Hearn host? What's that all about?
Yeah, so it's Craig, myself, Nate Janulis, as well as Danny Price. Danny Price won't be here this weekend. He is overseas, actually, in France on a vacation. But what we do is we just talk about all things soccer. So it's Copa America now and Euros. The Olympics are coming up, so we'll talk a little about the U.S. men's U23s, and then also the U.S. women's national team competing in the Olympics this summer. We'll talk a little bit USL at times. We'll talk about the women's game, NWSL. It's really everything we talk about, and it's scores. We recap stuff. We give our thoughts. We'll talk about interesting situations like the Greg Berhalter situation. Should he be around? Should he not? Danny and Craig, they're from England. They love to talk about should Gareth Southgate still have a job and whatnot. And, so we talk about a lot of different things. It's not just necessarily match stuff, but very relevant to the soccer community and the soccer world and the news that's going on right now. So.
Heck of a time of year to be talking soccer and in a review sort of a format. So much going on internationally, domestically, and locally. Just no shortage of talking points and conversations to be had. Yeah. We are at an interesting point. We'll talk domestically just before this game starts. Do you think Berhalter is a coach when we come back here next weekend? Will that midweek decision go against or for the current coach at Berhalter?
I think it's going to go against him. I don't think he's had a good record as of late in the CONCACAF teams, and he hasn't beat top opponents. So if you can't beat top opponents and you can't compete in CONCACAF and lose to – I'm not saying Panama is not a bad side, but that's a team you should expect to win, and you should expect to beat the Bolivia, 4 or 5 goals so they didn't have to run in the situation they had. So, for me, I think it's against him. And the question is, the search is on. Is the search on right now? Has it been going on? Is it not going to be going on until they make that decision? Is it Jurgen Klopp if they decide to axe him? Who is it? So that's the question. So it'll be really interesting. And then quick to finish up here, just one point I just want to point out is, Evan Coombs here, who's a commit to Oakland University. I really applaud his ability to step into this USL2 from the MLS Next space, and I think it's really something that a lot of local players need to consider, and coaches, whether you're in Michigan or any other state, is that it's super important that these kids get minutes against, especially at 17, 18, 19, that they get minutes against these better teams, and it really helps them going into college and going back to MLS Next, for their last year or whatnot. So I do applaud OCFC putting Evan Coombs in, and, I'd like to see that a lot more, with a lot of other local summer teams we have here.
Well, that's Brooks Lambier. Thank you so much for joining us here at halftime once again. You can catch him and Craig Hearn on Sunday nights for the review show on We Are Soccer. It looks like the teams are coming back onto the field. Second half action underway. Can Oakland County FC hold on, maybe add another goal and get that second ever win against the Flint City Bucks? Or will it be the Bucks making yet another comeback? Never rule out the Bucks is a saying going down in the annals of local soccer lore. Never count out the Bucks. They've made a lot of comebacks here this season, and they could do it here. Mitch Gatsky back in the booth. He's had some snacks. He said some hellos. What do you think is going to happen here in this second half as we await kickoff? Do County get the early goal that Brooks Lambier insists that they need, or do they do something else as the second 45 minutes approaches?
Yeah, I think the first 5 minutes here, really, I'm going to boil it down to the first 5 minutes. Flint, I would expect, are going to come out guns blazing, and we'll see if County can withstand the pressure that they're about to put on them. See at least one change. Chewy Makuka checking in near side here, number 7.
Now it looks like he has come in. Chewy Makuka has come in for Malvin Blah. Is the first thing I notice.
The rest of the side looks unchanged, Rob.
So Oakland County FC head into the second half with a 1-goal deficit over the undefeated Flint City Bucks, looking for their second all-time win in the series. There's been many a one-goal decision, some tight contests. It'll be interesting to see how this one will pan out. The table toppers, undefeated Flint City Bucks in the all-red with the yellow numbers going from right to left on your screen. And the hometown team, Oakland County FC, in the purple and black going from left to right. My name's Robert Kerr, alongside Mitch Gatsky and the OCFC stream team here in Royal Oak, Michigan. USL2 Great Lakes action always keeps us on our toes. The first 45 minutes had plenty of action right up until that last whistle. Rob Geli making the save of the game right at the eve of the intermission.
A huge moment. There's no doubt about it. And I think come the full 90, we're going to look back on that and still think that, that moment went a long way in deciding the outcome of this match.
1-0 to Oakland County in purple, sitting in 6th in the division, and the table toppers looking to attack early here, and Rob Jelli able to make a quick first step and pounce on that trickler into his penalty area. County have largely played short, and then the defense played long. Stefanovic came back, looked to play it wide, but that's the danger man. Malik Henry came back and broke that up, but it'll stay with County on the far side as you see the shadows getting long as we are just past, 8:15 here in southeast Michigan.
Yeah, it's been a lot of checking up into the half spaces for County, 1-2s, and then freeing up runners in behind. Kind of just like that.
Probably the best weather game of the season. There's been windy games and very hot games and some pitter-patter rain games, but this is a nice, cool, light, breezy night in southeast Michigan. Nice night for a decent crowd here, seeing lots of familiar faces here. Love to see it. Great match day. The best at this level, in my honest opinion, as Schneider Mimi goes past Chewy Makuka. As Makuka comes back, maybe steps on Dahlman's foot. He is unbothered. Clepier passes it back.
There's just not a lot of movement for Flint.
You feel like it's a matter of time, though, before they make it connect, as Oakland County have 3 moving forward. Here's Markovsky. Stefanovic inside him, doesn't use him. Left-footed strike, predictable and blocked.
Yeah, as soon as he let the runner go by, you knew he was going to have a crack.
Here's Jokai, centers it. Makuka, a swiveling volley, got an ooh from the crowd, but doesn't worry the goalkeeper. That goes about 5 yards wide, but a great effort, great aggression from County here early.
Yeah, those opportunities are going to present themselves on the counterattack as Flint pushes forward. The longer County maintain this 1-goal lead, the longer Flint is going to have to consider how to break down this defense, and that is going to open things up.
Balag, who did well in that first half, keeping Flint off the board in the first 45 minutes. Here's Stefanovic, the goal scorer, plays it wide to the 17-year-old Jokai. Right-footed strike!
Oh, wow.
And what a one-handed save. Greziak, the Polish goalkeeper from University, Oral Roberts, really had to dip into his bag there. Gabe Jokai sent the goalkeeper sprawling and just tipped it just over the crossbar here to the right-hand side.
Yeah, that was headed underneath the bar. Jokai has been lethal with that whip in.
Corner taken, near post, headed away. Yeah, Jokai has had 3 or 4 shots in this game now. Forced a very dangerous rebound earlier on, and this is headed towards Jokai again. He gets there, puts it on top of the box to Stefanovic, and that wasn't the hardest strike on goal, but a really dangerous moment from the home team there as Makuka pokes that away. There's Stefanovic battling, shrugging off defenders, getting really stuck in the middle of the park, gets some help from Arce, but the Bucks get help from the whistle there, right at the center circle for the Royal Oak Ravens logo. Really like to see that 18-year-old get dug in there. He can put him in the back of the net and dig him out from hefty challenges in the middle of the field.
I think it was a little half bounce that prevented Stefanovic from having the right timing to get that strike off the way that he wanted to.
But great ball in. Jokai really growing into this game minute by minute on that left-hand side. He was bright in the first half, continuing the nice performance here in the second. And the ball got its way to Stefanovic, the goal scorer. You'd want that ball to get to him at that opportunity, just not the connection he would want. Maybe that's a warm-up, but you got to defend here on the right-hand side. Here come the Bucks. And that rocket of a right-footed shot hits the outside of the frame of the goal. First real strike in anger here for the Bucks in the second half, but
what a take.
Doesn't
think that was
get to the frame of Rob Jelli's goal.
I think it was Landon Fisher on that far side just cutting in, and great touch with the head to knot it down right into his path, and he put his laces through it.
Thanks to our halftime visit from Soccer Syndicate Midwest scout Brooks Lambeer, he was seeing this land in second or third position of choice, so kind of playing out of position to a degree here for the Bucks tonight.
I think that might be an example there. He can get forward.
Here's Zinho. There's a pick out, an option. Here's Markovsky. He maintains well. Composure there from the Bronco in that situation. Good to see. Jokai weighs his options. Floating ball over Markovsky, and Makuka unleashed a volley and earned his team a corner. I think that was Schneider Mimi who blocked that out of bounds with his hip.
It's interesting that they're giving Jokai such time on the ball.
Yeah, he really got his chance to really test the wind and really survey his options there. And you can see the Flint goalkeeper has the last rays of sun in his eyes here. And that floats over his head, back post. And it looked for a moment that it was going to drop and nestle into that side netting. But it will be another corner in favor of Oakland County. You think that the supporters are going to be awaiting an explosion if this one hits the back of the net. The corner chant underway here. Corner taken into a dangerous area, back post. And Kai Yamazaki was the only purple shirt back there and didn't quite get the timing right as Flint looked to break quickly. Here's Henry trying to get around Galati. Galati's not having anything of that, and he pokes it to a teammate too. Great work there. And that pass from Makuka cut out, intended for Markovsky. Arce. And eventually gets its way to Kai Yamazaki, and that pass telegraphed. You could see it from the press box, and so did the Flint defender. And they're going to look to come down this left-hand side. Clipier having a chase, and field is too narrow to catch up to there. Clapier, the Utah native, going back to Akron after being drafted in the MLS, a pair of those high-level Akron players. And the Bucks continue here. Everyone in the building thought that there was going to be a whistle. Nothing coming. They slog their way through, and play continues. Captain Rocco Galati hits it to Kai Yamazaki.
Kai clearly handled the ball, and if there wasn't a foul, it would have had to been a handball. So interesting, no call there.
I think maybe Kai's body was in the eye line between the ball and the referee, but everyone in Royal Oak High School Stadium thought that was the end of the play, and that one cleared just out of the reach of Raiden Stevanovic.
County are just slowing down a little bit in the last two passes. It hasn't been the step needed to connect.
Clapier trying to get it out from under his feet. Oakland County defenders doing just enough in that moment. Here's Belag. Can he find a teammate? He's got a couple options, and he goes to Markovsky. Markovsky's run a little bit wide. There is Jokai on the far post. Late run, Stevanovic. What a pass from Markovsky. He got it on the foot of the goal scorer, but the strike just wide of the Bucks' goal.
Yeah, that was a really interesting passage of play there as Balak breaks through the midfield, breaking up that pass and taking a whole lot of space. All of a sudden, he was the second man forward and tried to slide in Markovsky. The ball took Markovsky too wide, but a great cutback there, and Stefanovic meets it cleanly but can't direct it on goal.
That was really great composure from Markovsky. I've been impressed with his performance tonight. We haven't always seen that throughout the season. The ability to get on the ball, turn, look up, and pick the right decision. Not being rash, being fast, but yet still being measured.
He's been really good about that today, and it's a tactic that County routinely try to go to, but we've seen it kind of plague them when they don't have a target man up top who can bring those balls down, control them, connect back with the midfield, and launch the attack. Perfect example right here, just that hard work 2 defenders on him, and even though he doesn't come away with the ball, it's not a quick turnover. You let your defense get organized and don't let Flint launch anything back the other way. Markovsky's been great up top tonight for County.
Here's Henry, dangerous player, looking for the number 21, Rashid.
Arce refused to take any more steps and knew that the Flint player was right behind him. Couldn't stop.
Yeah, Rahman Al-Rashid was really dangerous and was slicing through the middle of County in the first half. Haven't seen as much of him, the 21 in red here in the second half so far. See how that plays out as the game continues as we get closer to the 60-minute mark.
Kai Yamazaki has really just been all over the middle of the park, cutting out those passing lanes.
Dangerous moment here, centering ball, and a no-nonsense clearance, and the Bucks really starting to feel themselves and getting on the ball here. Right-footed strike, deflected off his own player, might get another time, offside. And it's offside. It had plenty of room and a full-throated shot there, but unlucky for the shooter. It hit his own player in an offside position. And number 6 in the County Purple, a player Steve Walker and the County Faithful can't afford to lose. Kai Yamazaki, the minutes leader for this County side, is holding the lower back just above his hip.
He's a warrior, Rob. It's going to take a lot for Kai Yamazaki to get subbed out here. We haven't seen it at all this year, so we don't really know what a county setup would look like without Kai Yamazaki, number 6 there in the middle.
Number 5, Evan Coombs, showing some composure on the ball as he spun away from a pressing Bucks player. Zinho had it poked away from here on this near side, but retaining possession. And Yamazaki spins back towards Coombs, who has enough time to survey his options. He goes long looking for Markovsky, but not quite accurate enough, but it does come his direction. Zinho tries to bring this down. Does so, and Yamazaki finds Arce to Coombs to Galati. Jokai, and it comes off of Jokai's foot. I felt he maybe got pushed in the back a little bit there on the far side. Players looking into the sun, into the last sunny part of the field there on the eastern portion of Royal Oak High School Stadium. If you're just tuning in, my name's Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatsky here on We Are Soccer. Oakland County FC hosting the undefeated Flint City Bucks.
And it's been an interesting match here. Last 3 wins for Flint have been of the come-from-behind variety, and if they're going to go for 4 in a row, they're going to need to play it the same way as County grabbed that early goal on the corner, whipped in from Gabe Jokai, finding the head of Braden Stefanovic, who now has 3 goals in his last 2 home matches and has really stepped up for County, providing that attacking potency that had been missing in the early goings. And as we cross over the hour mark here, it is still 1-0 to the County over the rival Flint City Bucks.
And there's been a substitution. Jeldrick Dahlman no longer leading the line. It's now number 28, Big Kai Phillip from Diego Martin, Trinidad and Tobago, getting in the mix, the tall number 28. So a different look from Flint here in this final half an hour as Jokai breaks out on the far side, pokes it away from that crowd of players. Chewy Makuka pokes it away again to allow County players to move up the field just a little bit more. There's Clapier. Mimi.
You can see Flint's got ideas of what they want to do with the ball. It's just been disjointed. So passes are going to areas where they expect a teammate and there hasn't been a teammate, or the timing has just been off, and really we have not seen what we expected from Flint here tonight.
Still plenty of time to go. A little bit of a possible momentum swing here as the Bucks get an unexpected corner called for them. County defender got caught on the ball and looked like it was poked away from him, but this is ruled a corner in favor of the visitors. Floated and headed, and that was a really dangerous moment. Flint got ahead to it, but flies over the goal of County's Rob Jelli. Gotta be careful. Don't want to give them anything easy.
No, if you are going to surrender a goal here, I think you want it to be from open play. You don't want to get beat from a set piece, a dead ball situation. So it's important for County here as the time ticks down to be conscious around those dangerous areas. Don't leave a foot in. Don't make any rash challenges. Don't make it easier for Flint here.
County went direct up the left-hand side. Gabe Jokai looked like he was going to squirm away from a pair of Flint defenders, but Flint able to come away with it. Nice sliding challenge from Kai Yamazaki to win the ball back in the Flint half. And that pass from Markowski's cut out. It comes back to him. Here's Jokai. He's dancing, looking for options. Finds Arce. Here's overlapping Rocco Galati, and he flips it. And it looked like it might have eyes for the top corner there. That cross shot looked for a moment might flukily hit that top 90.
Yeah, I think you're right. He did kind of put that more on goal than I originally thought. There weren't the players in the box for County to go ahead and attack that. So Rocco, I think, maybe did have a little try at goal. The County, that is available, the overlap, because when they get the ball on top of the box, Flint's really crashing inward and relying on their fullbacks to do the defending in those tight areas because the midfielders have freed themselves up to try to go get that equalizing goal. Here we see a turnover.
The Flint City Bucks have 3-4 players ahead of the ball
Good
almost
tackle.
Immediately.
Great
Braden
tackle.
Stevanovic getting a little bit of ire from the traveling fans that have come down I-75 here to Southeast Michigan. That's flipped over the head of Stevanovic by Rocco Galati.
Just a little hustle play there from Rocco.
Players standing around a little bit. Looks like some fatigue setting in for both sides at the moment. And here's Zinho doing a little bit of that Caribbean dancing on the top of the box, and he wins County a corner. And these corners are starting to add up and have had a few of them have been pretty dangerous, and that's where the lone goal of the game came from. 12th minute header from a County corner.
We'll see what kind of attack they come with here. The last couple, it was a long ball in toward Kai at the back.
Makuka swings it in,
and
it found the head of Arce, but doesn't go goalward, unfortunately, but nice worked play. Haven't seen too many of those short routines like really provide or create an opportunity, and that worked out perfectly. Just glanced off the wrong angle of Colin Arce's forehead.
Yeah, Arce really tried to power it home, and I don't think that he needed to put that much behind it. Could have just met it.
A deflection off the flat part. But it is a very difficult skill. Very few people can direct it like that consistently, at the very least, as County have a little bit of room on the left-hand side. Don't need to be in a particular hurry here, but I think that's the way they play, direct. Here's Stevanovic, who's definitely been growing into himself, but too aggressive, it would seem, going a little early, and he's ruled offsides.
You're not kidding about the way County like to play, and it kind of suits them perfectly here with an opponent in Flint that will want to possess the ball and boss the game, and that has allowed County to sit back, let Flint pass things around the outside, stay strong in the middle. Kai Yamazaki, as we say every game, he just makes it so much easier for his teammates, and that platform has afforded County the space to break forward in numbers at pace, and it's paid dividends so far.
If you're just joining us, we got about 25 minutes to go here in Southeast Michigan. My name's Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatsky on We Are Soccer. Oakland County looking for their second ever win against the Flint City Bucks as
Nice.
Braden
It's gotta be a yellow.
Stavanovich draws a foul and a yellow card. He was in on goal if not for that contact there. And what's at stake here if you're just tuning in? Oakland County FC looking for their second ever win against the imperious Flint City Bucks, trying to play spoiler of their undefeated season and not allowing them to clinch the Great Lakes Division title here on home soil. We've got 2 games left, only 3 games left, 2 on the road, and then we have our home game finale next Sunday right here against Kalamazoo. So our penultimate home game, the last one which with Mitch Gatsky at my side for the season. So hopefully this is a 25 minutes to remember.
I'm going out with a bang, Rob. We're bringing home this 3 points.
Western Michigan Broncos striker Alec Markowski, the lone county player over this, looking to take with his left. And he makes the goalie sprawl to his left. Markowski with a quality strike, bends it around the wall. But Greziak in the Bucks goal, able to do enough to keep that out.
I think they were content to let Markowski have that, but Markowski, great job making the keeper make a save there.
County would love a second goal as the goalkeeper is falled over in the box. He's holding his knee for a moment, but then he gets right back up with that knee, so I think he'll be okay.
I think it was some showmanship, looking for a call.
Trying to get some preference with the referee on getting some space. Low driven to the top of the box.
Oh.
Jokai let it rip, but hit the group of bodies in that Bucks penalty area. And Kai Yamazaki, true as ever, chases that one down and puts it out of bounds to let his teammates regroup and get back into shape.
I like that from County. We talked about the lack of height and really not a lot of guys in the lineup who can go up and bang headers in those crowded areas. So you rush the keeper.
And they're rushing the keeper here, and this is an opportunity for the Bucks. And what a tackle. Carson Balag with the tackle of the game there, I think. That was a dangerous moment. There was about 4 or 5 Bucks players just barreling down on him, and he took a big step and thankfully got that ball.
Yeah, so just don't get caught out if you're County. You know, if Flint are going to score, make it be from a moment of brilliance where they actually beat you. Don't give them the opportunity in odd man scenarios. Going to see a couple of subs here to try to foster this lead over the line. Stefanovic, great job from him today. He's going to come off for number 11. I think that might be Lucas Hart, maybe?
Justin Castle.
And
And
then
Christian Wilson, the debutant from last week. His first touch, the tall number 2. He got subbed in for a corner and added County's 5th with his very first touch of the ball for County.
Yeah, that was pretty
sick.
sick.
Quite a moment to cap off a great night against Michiana last Saturday night, but a whole different test here this evening against the undefeated Flint City Bucks.
There are some Flint fans here. Kudos to them for making the trip, but they are getting restless. Looking for some calls from the referee. They feel aggrieved with some of these fouls that are racking up from County, but if you're County, that's exactly what you want to do at this point in the game. Make it stop, start, disrupt the flow.
And the County defense does just enough there. Disrupt that, and it popped the ball up, and goalkeeper Rob Jelli, the Romeo native, able to take care of that without any fusses. Chewy Makuka gives this one a chase down to the corner and gets a bit of a reward, a deep throw-in. Chewy Makuka, he's already got himself on the board this season. Last week, one of the 5 goals, Chewy Makuka banged it into this goal on our right-hand side.
3 subs coming up here for Flint. First one, number 10 coming off for number 11. Try to get some names behind these. 10 is Colin Innes. 11 is Darren Armstrong, so that's one of your changes.
The noise from the crowd, one of County's traditions, Zioli's Pizza Minute, as Alec Markowski gets on his left foot, and that might hit the Michigan Milk Cup inflatable over there on the far side, but Zioli's Pizza Minute as the Zioli's Pizza Chef
Also,
hands out free pizzas in the crowd around the 70th minute here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Amongst the great things here at an Oakland County FC match day, free kid zone with bounce houses and face paint and balloon animals and a mini goal as the fresh legs of Flint break down this left-hand side. Mimi goes wide past Christian Wilson looking for Phillip. The Caribbean got all the way out there but unable to keep it in. The tall striker who subbed in got 10 goals in 16 matches for Evansville. Pretty impressive haul for the
no kidding.
Trinidad and Tobago native.
One of those other subs, Rob, for Flint, Eskil Giardi. You see him number 20 right there trying
That's
to
a
get on the ball.
miscue. Centered. Zinho thankfully was in the vicinity as things are getting a little messy here in the county box. The Bucks fans appealing for a call. Cross dealt with by Zinho again, urging his team to push up the field.
Yeah, things are ratcheting up here. Flint is piling on the pressure. That back line for County is falling deeper and deeper into their own territory, and this free kick is going to be pumped into the box. Plenty of tall bodies wearing red shirts in there.
The scoreboard just past the 73-minute mark. It's going to be a bit of a siege, you feel, for this next 20 minutes or so here in Royal Oak, Michigan. The Flint City Bucks looking to stay undefeated, floating into the box. Christian Wilson heads it away and not out of the box just yet. And that strike from the Bucks attacker smothered well by goalkeeper Rob Jelli, who had to get down smartly to his right-hand side. Danger passes for the moment, but things definitely getting serious now here as we get to the final third of this match. The Bucks will probably want to seal up this division here tonight and remain undefeated as Chewy Makuka comes sliding in to poke that away for just a moment. Jerde throws it in. Zinho really racking up the tackles here from the right back spot. Carson Balag, again a great tackle, stepping across and helping his team on the supporting side.
Zinho and Chewy have both put in quite a lot of defensive work that we're not necessarily used to seeing from them.
Arce being harassed here. He's got the Flint substitute all over his back. Eventually cleared, looking for Markovsky. Markovsky might be on an island for a lot of the rest of this match here as Arce hits the turf pretty hard there.
Arce, he's pretty good about noticing when he's got opposing players barreling in on him and just kind of stopping his feet, taking a call. He's done that a couple of times today.
See Kai Yamazaki donning the captain's armband now, wearing it up on his bicep with the departure of Rocco Galati. Here come Flint. That diagonal ball is caught up to and kept in here by Armstrong.
Not sure what he was thinking with that. Well, I guess I know what he was thinking, but
yeah, Darren Armstrong, the number 11, coming to Flint from Coastal Carolina. Some talent off the bench as always for these Flint City Bucks. I think Markovsky's going to want to love to get on a loose pass in the back if it happens. But you have to defend here. Great step by Yamazaki. Just keeps going, tackle after tackle. I wish I had the wherewithal to keep tabs on his tackles throughout a match. Hitting double digits for sure.
Yeah, that'd be a really great stat. just to know how involved he is. I mean, it's evident when you watch the game, but to put a number on it would be pretty fun.
Whenever they need him, he's been there. He's bypassed there for the moment. Arce comes out and helps, still with Flint. Schneider-Mimi tried to find the run of his teammate coming down that right-hand side. Flint with all their players in the attacking half now. Can Makuka do something here? Christian Wilson looking to get into some space. He's wide right. Here's the young defender. He scored on his debut. What can he do here now? He crosses for Markowski. Deflected. What a play. The young man brought it all the way down into the Flint penalty area and laid it for Markowski in a heroic sliding challenge from the Bucks defender. The only thing keeping this a 1-0 scoreline.
Couldn't believe that Markowski found that much space.
That late run was great, and that's a floater. It's going to find its way all the way with Jokai on the far side. The goalkeeper for Flint, Jacob Greziak, has had a couple that have mystified him here this evening.
It's been an off night for everybody from Flint, I would say. It's just been an odd performance.
And this is a lucky break for them as it's one-on-one. Flint player right in on him.
Wow, bailed out by the offside flag, which I have to say doesn't make much sense.
How is it offside if the Oakland County player banged it off his face?
Yeah.
That's a wild call here. It benefits the home team and the Bucks fans here incensed. Kai Phillip was one-on-one all by himself and is somehow ruled back. Maybe they ruled, did the flag come up for offside, or maybe they thought handball perhaps?
I don't know, but hard to fault the Flint fans for being upset with that one. I was wondering why everything just kind of ground to a halt there. He was in behind, and all of a sudden things were just moving in slow motion, and sure enough, County
play getting very physical here as Yamazaki has laid the lumber a couple times, and the Flint player, number 7, leaning on it and stepping on it. Yamazaki's legs behind the play as Flint play on, but that was William Pondeka standing and stepping all over the number 6 for County's legs behind the play. Things definitely getting intense here. Just about 11 minutes to play, plus some stoppage time. Haven't been too many stoppages. No hydration break and no significant injury stoppages. As this comes to the left-hand side, Bucks pouring on the pressure. Left footer tried to play it low, but there's that number 4 for County one more time. Carson Balag, the Lake Orion native, who's going to Oakland University in the fall, has played very well alongside Evan Coombs. But they got to do some more defending here as the Bucks have yet another corner. There's 6 Bucks players in the box. Plays short, and it goes across, and it fell to a Bucks attacker at the top of the 6, and he put it over the goal for County. Remains 1-0 in favor of the home team.
Just narrowly escaping these chances. Flint knocking on the door, but so far County able to stand strong. That was Kai Phillip again. I think the ball maybe just got on him quicker than he expected. That flick ball came right across, and he was in a great area. Couldn't direct it goalward.
All right, County need to keep it tight when they're playing at the back. They do there, but you don't want to give them anything easy. Make the Bucks make magic. They're coming, pouring down this left-hand side. Here's Al-Rashad. Plays to the top of the box. Here's Henry trying to get on that right foot. What a tackle. Kai Yamazaki does it again. The ball was played to the danger man at the top of the box, and he snuffed out the danger like an 18th century poet who's done for the day. As Jokai comes all the way down the left-hand side, spills out the goalkeeper. Makuka tries to get the rebound, and the Bucks defenders throw their bodies in the way. This game getting end-to-end chances for both teams now in quick succession. as Markowski goes to ground. No whistle. Play on. Here's the County number 11. He's got space. He nutmegs towards Jokai. Here's Wilson. The pass towards him is cut out. The retreating Malik Henry saw that one coming and took care of business.
Jokai tried to be a little too slick with it. Instead of just playing that ball, tried to no-look it.
Christian Wilson now. Not afraid to go forward, the young man.
No, he's not.
And there he is again, the young defender on the ball, penetrating into the box area. Right-footed strike, and not enough power on that to trouble Jacob Griziak. But love to see the adventure in the young man. But County don't want to get caught out here with the 1-goal lead as we tick closer to 82 minutes played here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. The sun finally setting behind us here. And another great tackle from Yamazaki. He is just like the can opener getting in between these Bucks players and the ball. And here's Zinho tried to square it for Markowski, but the Bucks defense swarmed around the hopeful County attack. Yamazaki amazing. Going in again, having to back off though, as the Bucks work down the right-hand side this time. In with some pace. And a nice little deft poke away by enough. Christian Wilson. The Pontiac native did just enough to get the danger away for the moment. And a player you don't want to see on the ground is down. He's had an immense match, one of his best performances of the season. The number 13, Zinho Ogaro, County's first player from Antigua, looking for some help. It looks maybe like a cramping issue.
Yep, I think that's exactly right. He has been up and down this right-hand side defensively and offensively, so those minutes are just starting to show up. He's going to jog back into place, though. No worse for wear.
Looks like a couple County players are getting ready as the Bucks take the corner. And wow, Christian Wilson has some speed, but Malik Henry has some rockets attached to his boots too. Are we going to see those County substitutes here? Is it going to be a few? Steve Walker preparing a couple.
Yeah, a couple of new players coming in here for County.
After he announces it.
We'll see what changes in terms of tactics. Number 15, I think that's Lucas Hart.
He's got a number.
He's got a number. It's 15. He's going to come in for Markowski, who we talked about it. Alec Markowski, how about putting in a shift tonight up top for County, really leading the charge and allowing teammates around him to flourish. Just what you want to see out of your number 9, Markowski. Great work tonight.
Yeah, definitely one of his top performances for County this season. Another good performer exiting the pitch is Gabe Jokai. He's off as well. Great to see the young players grow some confidence with this great exposure to high-level play as Makuka weaves his way through the Flint back line and eventually finds his way to the far side. 3 purple shirts breaking into the box, and that's a foul at the top of the penalty area. And the Bucks have some more defending to do as the clock ticks past 85 minutes here in Royal Oak.
Tick, tick, tick. The other substitution for County, number 19, Nathan Casal, has checked in, so he's going to be up top now.
And I think that was that number 15, Lucas Hart, the 24-year-old Northwood University collegiate, getting brought down there about 19 yards away from Jacob Griziak's goal.
And this is just what you want if you're County. Ball in your attacking third and clock still moving without the ball being in play.
Makuka stands over it. Looks like he's going to take it with his left. up and over, but just a little too high as that deflects off of the American football goal posts. You would have loved to see something on frame, but it's worth taking a shot from that distance.
We've seen much better from Chewy this summer, so you let him have that go.
I loved seeing it explode off of his foot last week on his goal. Great to see a good confident strike be rewarded. As County get a turnover here, they've done well to defend from the front as Makuka had a hefty challenge weighted against them as that Casal chases in there. Pondeka, a.k.a. Woody, does well to shepherd that out of bounds right in front of the Oakland County supporters.
Last few minutes, it's been really noticeable, but really throughout the second half, County's press has done wonders and just not allowing Flint to get up the pitch with the ball. Of course, they have moved into the attacking third, but it's been tough. And even when they do kind of break things down and switch play as they're trying to do right here, there's always been a County defender that's there to recover and make the crucial tackle when needed.
County having to stay sharp here. Christian Wilson takes a wild swing and misses. And Carson Bellick, or is that Evan Coombs, slid over there to force a corner. Wilson won't want to see the replay of that, but his teammate backed him up.
Yeah.
And some more defending to be done from this corner. Living another moment there, our County.
It's been a really commendable defensive performance.
And that one somewhat clear, now looped. Zinho kind of rainbow kicked it and finds it past to himself, essentially.
Ryziak is out of his net. He wanted to come forward on that corner and didn't. Was just kind of in no man's land there, and if County would have gotten on the ball, might have been on.
That one's looking for the Flint attacker. This is dangerous. And Malik Henry sees his shot fly over the bar. Dangerous moment here, very late into the 89th minute here. And that's the sort of thing that will give Coach Steve Walker some nightmares.
Yeah, those long balls just bouncing in around your defenders, and it gets knocked down and creates an opportunity. But I think County will live with that. If Henry wants to have those sort of off-balance tries at goal from outside the box, you can live with that.
Hart goes up for that one, doesn't win that header. Flint hard charging down that right-hand side. The floodlights here at Royal Oak High School Stadium starting to have to put in some work. The sun finally gone. The lights shining bright now. Free kick at midfield into the 90th minute now. Oakland County looking to spoil the Bucks' undefeated season. As Kai Yamazaki once again did enough defensively, but it's another Bucks corner.
Grzyak is going to come forward now.
This definitely means something to them here. They want this undefeated season. They want to clinch the division. Oakland County FC holding on to a 1-0 lead. It does come towards the goalkeeper, but he doesn't get enough of a touch on it as Oakland County look to put it towards an open net, and it might bounce its way toward Christian Wilson. He was looking to tee up a golf swing there.
He was. You could tell.
And here's Zinho. Zinho one-on-one. Now he's got two on him, but he's got a teammate to the side. They connect. Overlapping run from Makuka. Doesn't take him. Right-footed strike. And the County number 19 unable to get it on frame, but importantly wasted plenty of time. The Bucks want to be at the other end of the pitch here. Their undefeated season in question.
Yeah, it's just a matter of the stoppage time here. Didn't get word on how long that will be, so we're at the mercy of the officials at this point.
Great team performance all around here by County. You can't really demerit any of the performance we've seen this evening.
No, it's been clean. It's been professional. It's been a clear plan and executed well.
This is the sort of thing you hope that these young players return next summer for another go around. They're getting their first taste here in the back half of this season. A lot of exposure. This game will do wonders if they're able to hold on. County seeking their second ever win against the Flint City Bucks, putting in heroic defensive performances all across the board. Griziak comes out, desperation coming from the visitors.
Yeah, and they are going for it. You can see everybody is forward now for Flint.
And that one might spell for them, and it does hit the back of the net. Pierre Leroux and never count out the Bucks. Strikes again. Sub Pierre Leroux, the 22-year-old, injury time equalizer. And it's 1-1 here in Southeast Michigan.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. Just moments away from what would be a huge moral victory, even if it doesn't mean much in the standings, excuse me. Certainly means a lot in the stands right now. The Flint fans are gassed up by that equalizing goal, keeping their undefeated season intact. It's the late show here.
So County providing a tough hurdle towards clinching the division, but the undefeated season still intact. Injury time here between Oakland County FC and Flint City Bucks. And it's Pierre Leroux equalizing here in 90+2.
Finally just took its toll. Flint with the unrelenting pressure in these closing moments, just throwing bodies forward, and they're still looking for what would be now a winning goal.
Yes, they want to clinch the division here and now with 2 games to spare in a 14-game season is pretty insane. Oakland County living on last gasps of air, can't barely run anymore it seems like, and there is the final whistle. The Bucks don't clinch the division, not here in Royal Oak. The Purple Patch refuses to concede that title, but the Flint City Bucks remain one of USL2's few undefeated teams. They get a stoppage time equalizer to keep their season free of losses. Mitch Gatsky, I'm Robert Kerr. A final few moments to kind of review what we saw. All in all, great experience for County, great performance, one of the best performances of the season in all honesty. What's your takeaway from our penultimate match here in Royal Oak this season?
Just a tough end to a really good game. I mean, it was a fun watch. Both teams kind of with nothing to lose. Flint knowing that they still have 2 games to clinch that division crown, and County, as we mentioned, kind of locked into mid-table. 2 teams that really just went out, tried to put their best foot forward. We saw some good moments on both sides. It just hurts to see those 2 points in that clean sheet melt away at the last minute there. County did so well defensively all night long, and you got to like what you've seen. It's been impressive the last 2 games with all these young guys stepping up in key positions and hopefully providing a platform to launch County into the next few seasons. But that was a treat, Rob. I mean, coming into this game, we thought that County were certainly the underdogs, and to watch the Flint fans, the way that they reacted to that equalizer and then the full-time whistle, you got to feel good. You know, moral victories are obviously not what you're out for, but when you see that reaction and just hear that sigh of relief, really, from that Flint sideline at the full-time whistle, you got to take heart in a good performance. Well done all around from County. It just hurts that it couldn't see it over the final whistle there.
Oh, so close to the second win in this series record, but it moves to 1-7-1 between Oakland County and the Flint City Bucks. Oh, so close to that second win, but it's not to be tonight. Oakland County FC get 1 more point on the season and another notch on the belt for a lot of these young players. 1 more game on the home schedule for the 2024 season for Oakland County FC, so I hope everyone will join us back here on We Are Soccer next Sunday afternoon as Oakland County FC take on Kalamazoo who are on the outside looking in third place in the Great Lakes Division. So until next week, everybody stay safe and please enjoy your soccer.
Bleed purple.